Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, comparing the Ram Rebel to the Toyota Tundra TRD Off-Road. Before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Brent Brown Toyota in Orem, and then to the Larry H. Miller Dodge Ram in Provo for giving me some time with both of the trucks. I'll include a link to both their websites in the description down below. Also include a link to my car buying guide as well. Let's get right into it. Under the hood of the Ram is a twin-turbo 3-liter inline-6 that goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 17 around town and then 24 on the highway, with power outputs being 420 horsepower and then 469 pound-feet of torque. Now powering the Tundra is a hybrid twin-turbo 3.4-liter V6 that goes through a 10-speed automatic transmission. Power outputs are 437 horsepower and then 583 pound-feet of torque, with fuel economy being 20 around town and then 22 on the highway. Before we move forward with this comparison, I do want to mention, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So taking a look at the Ram, you can see you've got that cool sport hood. Notice how pretty much everything at the bottom section's been blacked out, so it has that aggressive appearance. Now I do want to give Ram credit. They put a real hardcore bumper on this with the Rebel package. You got recovery points and all that. Now contrasting that with the Tundra, you can see still like blacked out in the center, has that sportier look. But yeah, look how low that bumper hangs, and it's just plastic. So that is a little bit of a downside with the Tundra. And look at the height difference. The Toyota almost looks like a car next to the Ram. 275, 70, 18 in the front and in the rear for the Ram. You can see that the wheels completely blacked out. Pretty dang aggressive tires here with the Ram too. Got those chunky fender flares. You can see two-tone on the side with this. So it also has the trailer mirrors. I like how the door handles are blacked out. It's pretty cool looking. Obnoxious Rebel decal there on the back. Now we do have multi-link in the back with the suspension. Bilstein shocks with the Ram. And taking a few steps back, it's pretty level front to rear. Look at that. It's a good looking truck. Now with the Toyota, 265, 60, 20 in the front and in the rear. And you can see TRD there on the wheels, all blacked out. Definitely much less aggressive tire with the Tundra. And you can see big chunky fender flare there, blacked out mirror caps, much smaller mirrors too. Fancy painted door handles though. And then just like the Ram, we actually have Bilstein shocks, and we've got a multi-link setup in the back. Now it does sit level front to rear, it just sits lower. So there's your side view of the Tundra. Now when it comes to bed equipment, they're both pretty similar. We've got an outlet here in the Tundra. We've got lights, we've got protection from the factory, and tailgate you can automatically pop it down, but you have to manually lift it up. And the Rebel has pretty much all the same. We do have cargo sliders too, which is cool, the tie downs. But yeah, outlet, lights, all of that. I will say the Rebel tailgate, it's a bit lighter than the Tundra. Sounds less clunky than the Tundra. The Tundra sounds kind of hollow, if that makes sense. But the Rebel's got these cool dual exhaust tips. You've got a hardcore off-road bumper. Tundra's gone fancier with some of the stuff like those painted sections there at the bottom. And then you do have a cool blacked out exhaust tip that sticks out the side with the Tundra. So even though it's a side mounted, it's pretty cool looking side mounted. But yeah, you can see the height difference again between the trucks. Look at that. Now legroom here in the back is pretty dang solid in the Tundra. Got a little storage pocket, cup holders, USB ports and all of that down below. Really nice seats, perforated all down the center. You can see with the door panel, and then headroom's pretty good. Now popping into the Ram, definitely more legroom, little storage pocket. Less features right here, there's just vents basically, some cup holders. These seats are a little bit more comfortable, I will say. The mesh is nice in that center section. This is cool with the red and all of that. And then there's also more headroom in the Ram. And this leads us inside with the Tundra, which, by the way, payload 1345. And then look at the door panel with the design there. Blind spot ring with the mirrors. We've got stuff like adaptive cruise control. You've got the other controls here perforated with the steering wheel. It's nice. You can see digital gauge cluster here in the center. Pretty cool look. And then the Tundra does have a 360 camera system as well. Really good resolution. Infotainment system with Toyota's, it's quick to respond. Here, I'll just do a quick so you can see with the buttons. There you go. Pretty easy to use. Dual zone climate, heated and ventilated seats. We've got stuff like trailer backup, so the 360 camera, rear locking diff, And then you can see the shifter for the 10-speed. And then we do have a traditional 2-speed transfer case. This also has Toyota's multi-terrain select and their crawl control. We have a wireless phone charging pad, which is cool. Pretty big center console. Nice trim there on the dash, just a single glove box. Camera rear view mirror. The whole window in the back goes down, which is a cool feature. And then we've got a panoramic sunroof up top. And starting up the Ram. 1469 is the payload, by the way. But here's the door panel. I'd say it looks fancier than the Toyotas. Bright colors though, that's for sure. Blind spot ring with the mirrors. Fancier looking steering wheel too. You can see with the controls here on the front. We do have adaptive cruise control, gear limiter, drive mode select. Look at that. Pretty cool. Unlike the Tundra, just a backup camera, no 360. And then dual zone climate controls on either side. Just heated seats if we pop up that tab. It takes a second to load. So heated seats, heated steering wheel. We do have trailer brake controls, trailer backup system, all of that. Now this has an advanced four-wheel drive system as well as a 2-speed transfer case, rear locking diff, off-road cruise control. So similar off-road tech, but a better four-wheel drive system. And then you can see with the wireless phone charging pad, and then got a little outlet down below as well. Nice center console area in general here. So that's good with the Ram logo. Double glove box, and then I like the dash here on the Ram, looks higher quality with the trim. And then just a power sliding rear window, just a traditional one. Now when it comes to pricing, the Ram stickers for about $69K, the Tundra stickers for about $70,000. And well, let's drive them and see which one wins. Well, visibility in the Tundra, over the hood, both the mirrors, the rest through, and let us set off. Now the thing that's interesting about the Tundra is it has multi-link in the back, which should make it more car-like, should make it a little bit squishier with the suspension. The Tundra's still pretty firm over bumps. I wonder if that's just the Bilstein shocks, because Bilstein shocks usually firm. But Ram also uses Bilstein shocks and it's not quite as firm as the Tundra. So maybe they also just use stiffer springs, which is weird because the payload's not insanely high on the Tundra. So I don't know. Confusion with the Tundra, that's what I'll say. Confusion with the Tundra. What I will say is I love this engine. So much low-end grunt. And that's what this engine is really all about, is that low-end torque. And the hybrid assist adds even more to that. I think out of all the turbo 6-cylinder engines, I still think Toyota's is my favorite in terms of how it feels. Still unsure of what the long-term reliability is going to be on this thing because it's twin turbocharged V6, right? You just don't know. But, and it's also got good power. Like it just, it's such a, it sounds good too. That's the other thing that I really like, is the sound of the engine. It's like, you get the turbo whistle, and you just get this like nice deep V6 sound. I don't know, I think it's really nice. So, all in all, the Tundra, it drives well. It's got good torque. It is a little bit firmer with the suspension, but it's not bad. It's not bad. Let's look at visibility in the Ram. Over the hood, both the mirrors, don't blind spotting. Through the rest of the rear. And, well, Ram Hurricane. It's been interesting to see the comments on this truck. I think if this engine proves to be reliable, I think a lot of the comments will change. But who's willing to test that out, right? Who's willing to test that out? It's a question. So, seats are really comfortable. Ram's got really good seats in the truck world. Ford with their high-end trucks, so think like Lariat, Platinum, all of that. Those are probably the most comfortable seats in the truck industry, but Ram's seats across the board are all really comfortable, whether it's a Tradesman, a Rebel, or a Limited. So I think that Ram always does a good job with their seating. Suspension's also really good. The multi-link setup makes the truck stay nice and planted. And yeah, just over bumps and everything, the suspension system just performs really well. These Bilstein shocks aren't abrasive at all. Get a little bit of tire noise from those all-terrains, but these tires, I love them. I absolutely love these tires. I had them on my TRX bigger form, obviously the 35s. They just held up so well. Still probably my favorite off-road tire that I've had out of anything. And this new Hurricane, although it doesn't sound as good as the 5.7 Hemi, it's a quick one. This is the standard output, and it feels like, just to give you a comparison, you know, the Tundra V6, that's got a little bit more low-end torque than this. Ford's EcoBoost, it's pretty similar to this, and this is the low output. I'd say this even feels faster than EcoBoost in some cases. So I'm excited to see that high output version of this powertrain. But yeah, the Rebel, it's a cool off-road truck, and especially compared to that Tundra and everything. It's I don't know, I think Ram does a better job with multi-link than Toyota does in terms of the ride quality and plantedness.